them.
She should.
Well, let's get real historical and talk about the Bible, because that's a very important part of, many people's lives, not everyone's, but many. And the Bible states pretty clearly that a man is supposed to lead the woman.
Can I read one of these Bible
You
things?
need to read one of these verses.
I want to read the Timothy one.
I think I'm going to be offended.
Let a woman learn quietly with all submissiveness. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. For Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman was deceived and became a transgressor. Yet she will be saved through childbearing, if they continue in faith and love and holiness with self-control.
But Adam was also saved by her rib, though. So let's make sure we put that.
Don't get excited. Okay, don't get excited.
But without Eve, there would be no Adam, because he needs that rib.
But I mean, if we look at the Bible, like the Bible also says, if a woman on her period sits on a chair, you got to burn that chair. So let's just not take it.
And then we play back that.
As we're talking about the Bible.
We're all going down. It's going down here.
Oh, we have a show. Sorry. Yeah. So the Bible. Let's take it with a grain of salt, because obviously this is some antiquated stuff.
Well, and there's some probably very religious viewers that we have that take this verbatim, which, for me personally, I grew up in a Christian home reading the Bible, but some of this stuff is open to interpretation. And what you read didn't include all the stuff that I got out of it.
Oh, well, what'd you get out of it?
What I talked about in the first segment of the show, but you have to be really unselfish, really reliable, really amazing, very godlike, actually, to receive that potential
level of authority. And it's interesting because
you have to treat me like you treat God.
I think that this sort of thing requires a new definition of the term man, right? So when we say a woman is submissive to a man, that doesn't mean a woman's submissive to any old dude that she's talking to. It's a man, her man.
Who's next to God.
Who is godly in his ways and in his swag. You understand?
Well, I don't know about the swag.
Where he at?
I don't know about yours.
I was like, the only thing I think about is Dej Loaf right now. Dressed in all white, looking godly.
She's a chick, though. But anyways, I think that it's important for us to have a clear definition of what a man is if we're going to look at the Bible and hear this terminology, because I don't think that they were talking about some bitch-ass dude when writing this, you know what I mean? When writing this scripture here. I think that there was a clear definition that falls in line with what you're saying.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Whoever was writing this was in their feelings about how they were feeling, right? No, seriously.
Yeah.
They were feeling a certain kind of way about whoever they portray. I mean, the Bible is all about feelings. The Bible is all about
written by some angry dude.
Interpretation for what they felt was a message that they need to convey, which we all know as men, as women, our message, if I call Sharada and I say, girl, I heard this, the way that I say it to her is going to be different from someone else saying it to her. So it's my interpretation of that. So definitely.
Well, you just offended 20 million people by saying
I'm sorry you feel that way, but if you know me, you know my number, and call me, or you can call the number on the screen. We can talk about it later, because that's my opinion.
Let me know when you need me
but
to read
I definitely
more
think that it's definitely
please read the other Timothy for us.
Okay, yeah.
1 Corinthians is my joint, though. I do like that.
Well, I think this was in this one, but I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man.
That's not 1 Corinthians, by the way. That's
she is to remain quiet. Oh, you want Corinthians?
Timothy was yours. No, I told him to teach.
I'm just going to do Corinthians real quick, 0 to 100. But I want you to understand that the head of every man is Christ. The head of a wife is her husband, and the head of Christ is God. Every man who prays or prophesies with his head covered dishonors his head. But every wife who prays or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head, since it is the same as if her head were shaven. For if a wife will not cover her head, then she should cut her hair short. But since it is disgraceful for a wife to cut her hair or to shave her head, let her cover her head. For a man ought not to cover his head, since he is the image and glory of God. But woman is the glory of man.
That's the most important part of the entire
That's what we live for real.
Exactly.
So y'all like us.
No.
When you glorify us, we like you.
I'll glorify the shit out of y'all.
Asherado. I'm
Yeah.
scared.
Oh my God. I'm not
That one with the
Catholic
cover
or
in the
any
head, that was a
other.
little strange. I don't know everything that was going on there.
No, but basically just saying that as a woman, you're supposed to be
a
ready
man's
to do anything to glorify God. Cut your hair off, do whatever, and to your husband too.
That was your
However-
interpretation of that?
To me, it is. Yeah.
That's
You must have
interesting.
gone there you must have been Bible study this week or something. 'Cause you,
Nah, I ain't been Bible study in a minute, but I used to go every Wednesday.
Yeah, like
I think every Baptist church does it on Wednesday, right?
yeah, like
Prayer
Wednesdays
meeting
and,
is-
and Wednesday and Tuesday night depends. Wednesday, Tuesday, then Thursday you got choir rehearsal, or you might have depends on how many choirs you're in, and like
Yeah.
I mean, but I
Women's ministry.
man all that
Yeah.
youth ministry on Friday.
I hear you. I grew up in the church.
But no, my interpretation of that was that, you know, it really was talking to men about husbands and wives and things in the initial part of it. But the last statement of that, but woman is the glory of man, is like, even still, after all you do to praise God.